Hello, my name is Ahmet Erembelda. In this video, I'll present my Physics 101 laboratory project. The main goal of this experiment is to understand how the incline angle and the field fraction affect the motion, acceleration, final velocity, and energy loss of different objects. Specifically, I compared a cube and a cylinder filled with water, rise, or left empty at 30 and 40 degrees and at 0%, 25%, and 50% filling levels. The motivation behind this experiment is to see how internal mass distribution and object shape change the way an object moves on an inclined plane. Now I will briefly explain the experimental setup and procedure. I used a 1 meter inclined plane, a plastic cube, and a plastic bottle as cylinder. Water and rice were used as filling materials. I also used a digital scale, an inclinometer, and my phone as stopwatch. First, I adjusted the incline angle to 30 and 40 degrees using the inclinometer. Then I measured the mass of each object for different field fractions. After that, I placed the object at the same starting position every time and released it without any initial push. I measured the time it took for the object to travel 1 meter, repeated each measurement 3 times, and used the average time to calculate acceleration, final velocity, and energy loss using the given equations. Now I will show a real demonstration of the experiment. As you can see, the cube always slides, regardless of the angle or the filling material. However, the cylinder behaves differently. When the cylinder is empty or filled with water, it rolls. But when it is filled with rice, it does not roll and instead slides. This difference in motion types plays a very important role in the energy loss. Let's talk about the results. One clear result is that when the incline angle increases from 30 to 40 degrees, both acceleration and final velocity increases. Another important observation is that as the field fraction increases, the acceleration and final velocity decrease, while the energy loss increases. This happens because increasing the amount of filling material leads to more internal motion and friction inside the object. In general, water causes more energy loss than rice because water can move freely inside the object and continuously changes the mass distribution. Interestingly, the water-filled cylinder retains more useful mechanical energy than the others because rolling motion reduces sliding friction even though internal energy losses still exist. Now I will briefly talk about the source of error. The largest source of error comes from the manual time measurement, since human reaction time affects stopwatch reading. Another important error is that the cylinder is actually a plastic bottle, so it is not a perfect cylinder. This causes uneven mass distribution and changes the contact area with the inclined plane. Small errors in the angle adjustment, mass measurement, and alignment of the inclined plane may also affect the results. Despite these errors, the general trends in the data are consistent. To conclude, this experiment shows that increasing the angle increases acceleration and final velocity. Increasing the field fraction increases energy loss. At the given angles and field fractions, the cube always slides. And the water-filled cylinder conserves energy better due to rolling motion. Overall, this experiment successfully demonstrates the effect of geometry, internal motion, and friction on motion along an inclined plane. Thank you for watching.